Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jagat, and I welcome you all on the behalf of Shri Aurobindo Society. As this is the series where we share with you some of the innovative ideas given by teachers of different state and different districts. So, yesterday I shared with you some of the innovative ideas from the book of TIA. From today, we are starting a new book that is Tamil Nadu, the issue one, the book one. From that book, we are going to share with you innovative ideas of teachers, and that the first case study is today new age teaching technique. So I'm going to share with you the innovative ideas are so exciting. Before that, I want to give you some information related to the this session only. So in a day we have three sessions like this. 10 to 11 you can take sessions of respected Ashok sir on moral values, and 11 to 12 the same session which I'm going to do, you can watch that in Hindi. And today I'm 2 to 3 p.m. you watch all the sessions in English with me. Okay. So, and if you're watching us on Facebook, so you can, if you have any question while the session, or any question related to anything, or yesterday or today, so you can write your question there. Or if you have any question on Zoom, so you can ask me directly at the end. Or if you wish, you can type in the chat box also. So let's talk about our today innovative ideas. Before that, I want to share something with you. It's a general question. Which is your favorite dish? So when we ask favorite dish, so you can tell me in the comment box, or you can write in this in the chat box of Zoom that which is your favorite dish. So let's take for an example that your dish is you like any like pav bhaji. Yes, so many people like it. So pav bhaji is your favorite dish. Once you come to you come to your house in evening from your job or from your school, and after that you see that your mother has cooked today or your wife has cooked today pav bhaji. How will be your face expression, or how will be your excitement level? That is going to be so high. Yes. So you will eat that, and you will just enjoy it while eating that. And then once you get up in the morning, then you see again there is a pav bhaji. Then you will say, okay, I can eat it. It is still my favorite dish. And once you go to your school or you go to your job, you open your lunch box and you see again there is a pav bhaji. This time you will say, okay, one more time I can eat it. And then again, once you come to your house and see that the same pav bhaji and the same your mother or wife has cooked it, then you will ask a question, why the same pav bhaji every day? But not everybody can ask this question. Some people have to eat it. And different situations and different like categories, things come like that. So the same thing happens in our school also. When any student comes to the school, what he sees in the school that the same, we are sitting in the same class, the same procedure is there of studying, and the teacher will come and start telling us that they do this, open your notebook, write this and write that. After that, the same thing happens to the student also. He starts feeling bored, as you are not feeling to it that pav bhaji. The student also start feeling this, like this is. So students, what they do, they stop coming to the school, or they start taking leaves frequently, so many times. And when they do not take education or the school so personally, like this is something for us, they do not think about it. So this problem happens at the situation. So in this situation, there are teachers who have innovated some ideas in their school, and they have found that how they can implement something in the school, and they can remove that boredom of the students when they come to the school. That's why the name of the our case study is new age teaching technique. It means we are going to teach something new in a different way. I'll share with you the benefits also, that what are the benefits when you teach your students in the same way. So what happens in this? The first thing is there is excitement level is high also of the teacher. When teacher goes to the school, he feels that today I'm going to do something new, something exciting with the students, and they are going to learn something better and with experiential learning. So this thing happens with teachers also, not only students. So let's talk about the benefits first of these innovative ideas, because I also want to make your excitement level high once you are listening to all the ideas. So the first thing is experiential learning. We always try our best to give our students experiential learning, that somehow the student must learn the anything by experience also. So if they learn by experience, they remember it for a very long time. They can talk about it, they can use their learning their whole life. They don't need to remember it all the time, that what did I learn. They don't need to open the notebook, because this time they have learned by experience. And experience is the biggest earning and the learning, as this is said by some people. And after that, the learning is going to be joyful. So the student is not going to be bored in all the activities. He is going to feel so excited, so joyful once he comes to the school. Even he will not think to take leave, because today he is going to learn something with joyfulness. The teacher is going to make him feel so enjoyed in the school. So if we get any education or anything, so we feel good, yes, and we share with you some innovative ideas from the learning through games. Why students are so excited there? Because they feel joyful there. So the same thing we do here as well. We give them a joyful learning always. So, and the next thing which students learn, that is teamwork. So this we have seen so many times in our schools. There are so many students, they do not feel to work in a team, because they do not have experience how team works when they all are together, how it benefits a student when he is working in a team. A work can be done so quickly. Yes, as we do sometimes teamwork, when there are 10 people working at the same work, so it is just finished in 10 to 15 minutes. But when a single person works on that, it can take sometime a day or week as well. So this is how students learn teamwork also in all the ideas. I know you're excited, and let's know more benefits of it. So the benefit of teacher. Now we were talking about the benefit of students. Now let's talk about the benefit of teachers, because teacher also want to get some benefits by that the students must be learning from these activities. So the first thing is, teacher feels good that the students are not taking leave in the school. The attendance level is increasing. The students are coming to the school, and the attendance is going down, and the enrollment is going high. I'm sorry, I want to repeat that again. Attendance level is going high, and at the same time, enrollment level as well. Because once the people come to know that in that school, teacher teaches like that, the students learn, and the other teacher students also, once they go to their home, they do mouth to mouth advertisement. What is that? Mouth to mouth advertisement is something like this. If you go to any shop, and after eating there, you say you feel it that the food was so tasty, delicious. After that, what will you do? You will, when you will meet your friends, you will say, oh, do you know that shop? Oh my God, he makes such a delicious food. It means that is mouth to mouth advertisement. So the same thing happens with the school. When students, they go to meet their friends, and they tell that my teacher teaches me like this, that I enjoy my class. So that is advertisement of school, and enrollment level increases like that. Now let's talk about our today's first innovative case idea, that is visual learning. So what is visual learning? Let's talk about it. So the first thing is, I want to talk about the benefit of this idea also before I tell you the implementation of this idea. The first thing is effective of remembering. So how many of you can remember something? Like if I tell you my contact number, so how many of you can remember it at the same time? Just I finish it and then you remember it. There will be very less people who can remember the mobile numbers or the car bike numbers, or sometimes the poems, lines, essays, paragraphs. There are so many things which people cannot remember once they are told something. So in this situation, this innovative idea is going to help you a lot, because you can, there is a visual learning, you remember it, by hearing only you can remember it for a long time, and by listening to it even. Okay. And the next thing is self-learning. In this thing, a student is not going to learn only by teacher, he's going to learn by his own also so many things. So let's talk about the visual learning. So before that, let's do one activity, then we will talk about it. So how many of you have seen rain? I believe everybody has seen that, and you enjoy that also. Yes. What is the sound of that? If we want to explain how it rains and how it feels, when it is not raining, how we are going to do that? So teacher have done something in the school. Let's take a look to that also. So what is the sound of rain? So we ask all these students to make them realize the power of visual learning. So I request you also to close your eyes, listen to my voice, and do the same thing which I tell you. Okay. So as you have closed your eyes, take your one finger and start tapping on your hand like this as you hear the sound. So this is the starting of the rain, very slow. A sound is very low. And the second thing, when you add two fingers there, now it's raining a little high. Yes. And now when we use our third finger, it starts raining so fast. Now people are going to enjoy the rain when they're on the roof. Now when we use four finger, it means it is going to be a flood after some time, so we will take it less. We have to go to school also next day. Yes. And after that, when we take two fingers, it becoming less than one, less. So this is how we can just tell about the rain only by visualizing them. Ask them to visualize and listen to the sound carefully, and they can make it by their own as well. So this is the small example of visual learning. Now let's talk ahead about the teacher. What teacher have done that in their school? So there was teacher saw that in my class there are students, when I write any poem or any essay or anything on the board, so students are not able to learn it for a long time. So what teacher did? Teacher wrote one poem on the board, and after writing that, teacher asked everyone to read it at least 4 to 5 times. So if there is any poem like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and any poem like that. And after this, what will happen? Students are going to read for 4 to 5 times. After that, teacher will remove the first word. Teacher will remove the first word from the board. And after that, the students are going to remember the first word and read the rest of the words. So they will read the poem again. Once that is done one more time, then teacher will remove the next word from the board. The next one is also removed. Then gradually he will keep removing one word after repeating one. This is how students can remember any poem for a long time. Just in 10 minutes, you can make them remember anything for a long time. So this was the example of visual learning, and there are some more things like that. It's not only about this; it's all about like tables also, which we can do like that. If we have any paragraph which we want to make, ask them to remember it, or if we have any song or any, there are so many people who do not even remember the national anthem. Yes, when we ask them, so they say that I don't remember this word, or I forget in the middle, or in the beginning, or at the end. So by this activity only, we can make them remember anything which we want to ask them to remember, our students. So this is how this visual learning works, and we can just do anything by this thing only. And what happens after this is the method one. There's one more method to do this innovative idea in the school. So method one goes that teacher will remove from the board, student will keep reading it, and teacher will keep erasing one word from the board. So now let's talk about the next one. So the next one is teacher will ask all the students to remember one word from their house of the poem according to the roll number. First, what will happen before one day, teacher will tell that tomorrow we are going to talk about this poem. This is the lesson. And after this, you all student have to discuss, as we were talking about the teamwork. This is how teamwork will work. So teacher will ask all the students to remember one word according to the roll number of this poem. And then all the students will discuss which word comes in the group, or which word they get to speak next day. So next day all the students will come, teacher will ask all the students to sit in a roll number wise, and after that teacher will ask them to start reading it. That is not reading, speaking it. I'm sorry, teacher will ask them to speak it. That every student now by roll number, as I given you the word yesterday from the poem, everybody please repeat it at least 5 times. So this is how roll number one will say twinkle, twinkle, little star, like roll number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is how all the students are going to repeat at least 5 to 6 times. Before teaching a lesson only, a student is going to learn the things by his own. He is going to understand at least that word, he will understand. Absolutely. So this is how this innovative work, this innovative idea works. Uh, Visual learning. And after that, when we talk about that any word, so we can ask them to remember things like this also. We can show them any picture, or we can ask them to make visualize any picture in their mind and write about it. How we are going to do that? Let's take an example of it. So what teacher will do in a method 3 in visual learning, teacher will ask all the students to close their eyes and say that there is a tree in the field. Also, all the students will visualize that there's a tree in the field. On the tree is of mango. So there are many mangoes on the tree. So we can visualize, yeah, there's a mango, and one monkey is sitting on that tree. Then we all can visualize, oh, there's a monkey on the tree, and the monkey has a red face from here. Then we'll remember that as well. And this is how we will tell our all these students, and they are going to write about it. So this is how we can ask them to visualize. There are so many people who cannot visualize something or think or become little creative when time comes for them. By this activity, students become creative also, that they can visualize things by their own. What is the work of directors and actors? What they do, they visualize things. How they do it? Before acting something, before making the movies, they visualize the actor will come like this and the actress will come like this, there will be a villain like this, they will fight, and the actress will go run, ride a car, drive a car, something like that. Yes, this is the power of visualization. So students will grow this skill, and this skill helps each and everyone, because this is one famous quote as well, that the first thing comes in your mind, the second thing is implementation. So it means first we visualize something before we implement, then we implement it. If we cannot visualize, we cannot make a big ideas which can change the world. Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and let's talk about the very next innovative idea. I believe that you have loved this idea. Let's talk about the next one. So I'll start with the idea which teacher has shared, the story which happened with him, which is the true story. I'll share the same with you. So there was the teacher. Let me share with you the name of the first innovative ideas teacher name. The name was J. Kanyanan, and she is from Tanjore. And the now idea which I'm going to share with you is of S. Yamini Devi. She is from Erodi. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. So she's the teacher, and who invented this idea. Let's first understand the idea behind idea. Like what was the reason this idea came in the implementation. So what happened one day, teacher was sitting at their house and they were on the roof, and the day was so nice. Teacher was reading the newspaper, as this is the favorite work of so many people. So the teacher was reading newspaper, and then as I shared with you, the day was amazing. It was a very very good weather that day. So in that condition, so the teacher asked his wife, or sorry, his children, that please make some pakoras today. Yes, make some pakoras, so we I want to eat it. So after that, the children were making that, and kitchen, making cooking in the kitchen. After that, there was one small baby in the house, and the small baby, and the people who were cooking, they said this, he has something to eat, and the product is very old, it's looking so old, please read the expiry date and then allow him to eat that. So the man said, okay, send the child to me. And when the person saw, our teacher saw that the wrapper was so old, and when he read that expiry date, that was not expired yet. So, but after that, teacher thought, my child cannot read the expiry date. He cannot understand what is the expiry date. I have to do for them. What if my students can also not understand that if they are buying something? If you go to any other place and if you see something new, and we have to understand it, how we are going to understand if you don't know how to read all the things and how to check expiry date? And there's so much knowledge on one wrapper, and a small wrapper even. There's so much of knowledge. And the teacher thought, now I'm going to give information and the knowledge to my students, and they are going to learn about it. Then teacher decide to implement this idea in the school, and they gave the name as well to the idea, wrapper learning, because they got the idea from the wrapper. So wrapper learning, the name, he gave the name, sorry, she gave the name to the idea. After that, what happened? The teacher went to the school. After going there, teacher asked all these students to read one wrapper. The teacher had one wrapper with her, and the teacher showed that this is the wrapper, and tell me, students, what do you understand by this? So there were students, sir, we don't know what is expiry date and how to find it. And sometimes they don't know even price, where is price written, and what is MRP, what is manufactured date, manufactured place, the company name, what are the like nutritions which they can get from any wrapper. They did not know anything. Then teacher decided, let's do this activity like weekly, so my students will know everything. So teacher asked all the students to bring at least one wrapper from the house, and we will not force any student. When I say we, means I'm talking about the teachers. So we will not force any student to buy something, eat it, then they will bring something to the school. If they have something in their house, which as basically the kitchens, we have so many things which we buy, so we will ask all the students to bring that in the school. And after that, teachers started telling the benefits which they can understand from the wrapper, like as we talk about the MRP. So MRP is the price where we cannot take any tax on the MRP. Yes, MRP means that only. And what about the manufacture date, the expiry date? So we can teach our students the manufacture date also from that, and manufactured place, that which what is the birthplace of this product of this, or the chips or any packet like that. So this was the idea of the teacher, and this is how teacher implemented that. So in the school, in the class, each and every student after some time was able to understand every wrapper or every product which they were about to buy and which they were planning to buy. They can read when it is going to be expired, or where what is how much protein or any other nutrition they are getting from their any product. So there are some products which are basically very harmful for us, and we don't know. Sometimes students cannot understand this project is this product is vegetarian or non-vegetarian, so they face problem to understand even that. So this is how teacher, after when teachers started implementing this idea in the school, everybody was able to understand it easily. Students were learning nicely, and the students were excited when they coming to the school. That today we are going to talk about the new refer which we have got from the house, and we have got the knowledge of this, and I'm going to explain it in like wonderfully. I'm going to explain this in the school. So this is how teacher implemented this idea. He got the benefit. Students were so excited each day when the day was decided to explain any repo which they get from their house. So this was repo learning. I believe that this idea is going to help you and your students to understand the real world. When we go out of the school, everything is everything is written on the wrappers which they buy. Like let's take one more example of that. There are many students who are very weak when they speak in English or while understanding the English. So in rapper, this is also the benefit that in rapper, most of the time, the native language is written, or English or Hindi it is written. So students can read that also, and they can understand the language of the area of the place, or Hindi, English, anything. And this idea can be implemented in all the classes. It is not necessary that we will apply this idea only in 5th class or till 10th class. This can be implemented anywhere in your house even, or in the college, in the school, everywhere. Because once we go outside, like rarely it happens that we go and check the expiry date of medicine. So I want to share with you one data of the government. Almost every year 30,000 people die because they do not read the expiry date of the medicine. And how much time it takes? It takes hardly 30 seconds to 1 minute to see the expiry date of the medicine. But we are not aware about it. We don't know how to check it. So we just lack in that, and we face problems because of that. So rapid learning is going to help you also, your school and your students all the time. They are going to remember that they've learned something new from their favorite teacher. Now let's talk about our last innovative idea, and the idea is amazing. That is daily attendance. So what is daily attendance? As this is the common procedure in the school, that when we go to school, we always take attendance in the school. And what is the procedure and what is the way of taking attendance? In each school, it can be different. Sometimes we say roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, or sometimes we take name Manoj, Shanu, Monu. We take names like that as well. Yes, but there was one teacher, and let me share with you the name of the teacher is R Vijaya, and she's from Madurai, the teacher. Daily attendance, they did something different in their school to take attendance. So what happens most of the time, there are students and there are some teachers, they say like, my students learn when I'm teaching them only. But what about that if I can teach my students when I'm not teaching but I'm present in the class? So the attendance was the procedure where we can teach something new, and how they have taught their students. Let's understand it. So what happened, one day teacher thought, now I must take the test of my students and understand that how many of my students know the state, all the states name in my class, or the country names, or the neighbor countries of India, or something, all the information like that. And after that, teacher found there are some students who are called very intelligent, even they did not remember the name of all the states of the country. Teacher saw like this is a problem, and I must do something for that. So what teacher did, teacher asked all the students, once everyone, you come to the school next day. So when I say the roll number 1, so you are not going to talk about that my name is this and I'm present. No, you will talk about one state and the spelling of the name. So let's take an example of it. Just like one student is here, we will just visualize it. One student is here and one is here, and two students are near next to me. So here is a roll number 1. So roll number will 1 will say, yes, ma'am, my name is Haryana, and this is the capital. Chandigarh is the capital of Haryana. After that, the student will tell the spelling of Haryana and the Chandigarh. It means now he know the capital of one state and the state name also. Now my roll number comes. So I'll say, ma'am, my name is Sikkim and my capital is Gangtok. So now I have told the name of the Gangtok also. Now I know the capital. Before that, I need to do some study, or at least I need to remember 3 or 4 names. If student 1 or roll number 1, 2, 3 repeats any name, so I'm not going to repeat the state name again. So I need to remember 3 or 4 names once I come to the school. So this is how teacher did that, and there are some more examples like that. Now let's talk about the fruit names. There is a problem in so many schools. The students are not able to remember the fruit names when they are studying, or they sometimes they forget. So teacher did the same thing in attendance sheet when there was attendance. So teacher asked all the students to remember at least one name once they come from the school. When they come from when they come once they come to the school. So teacher asked all the students to remember the name of any fruit, and after that, when students came in the school, so they started telling their own the roll number, that my roll number is this and this is the fruit name and this is something. They started telling like that. And like this, teacher asked the same, if anybody repeats any fruit name, so at that time you will not repeat the same name of that fruit. So it means students have to remember at least 4, 5, or sometimes 6 fruit names, and students will try to remember the hard names of the fruit, which is like not easy to remember. They will try to learn, because apple anybody can say, orange anybody can say, grapes anybody can say. So they will try to remember something hard to tell the Italian attendance. Like this, we can change the theme every day. In each week, we can change it. Sometimes flowers name we can say, sometimes country's name, country's capital, as per the choice of the teacher we can do it. While teacher is not teaching in the class, while he's taking the attendance, which is a basically normal procedure of the school, which everybody does it, at that time also students are learning at the same time. So this was innovative idea. So right now it was my turn to share with you all the innovative ideas, and this is your turn to share your innovative ideas with me, your experience with me, which you are doing something in your school. And I want to share one more thing with you. Tomorrow we are going to talk about the next innovative idea. So be tuned on at 2 p.m. and in Hindi you can watch that at 11 p.m. In 11 a.m. in the morning. Okay, everyone. Now it's your turn to ask me. If you are on Facebook, you can comment your question in the Facebook, and if you are on Zoom, then you can type that in the chat box. So there are teachers on the Facebook, as I see, they are saying, sir, I use this method. Thank you, ma'am, you use it. There are some teachers who are already implementing. And if you are new teacher who has started implementing all these ideas, then you start implementing, and then you can share your experience with us on Facebook or on Zoom. You can connect with us. So, do we have some teachers who would like to share their experience with us? So, okay, everyone, I believe that you have understood this innovative idea completely, and there is no confusion. So, right now, this is the end of the session. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time. Till then, have a great day.